Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, let me turn on my headphones, shawty. My bad. Don't even got my headphones on, bruh. Don't even have my headphones on. Let's go ahead and get connected. Oh, man. What we don't want to do is let's make sure that we are connected. What's going on, my people? Well, looks like I'll just have to turn this up. Norwood has joined. Let's see if I can invite him.
Yep.
Norwood, you got a request.
You
Request for me, bro. There we go. Yes, sir. Uh-oh.
well, good morning. Happy Saturday morning. It is Saturday Morning Live. This is episode 95. That means we are only 5 episodes away from patrinacy. Also, 5 episodes away from probably the Hawks season being over. Also, 5 episodes away from episode 100.
Giving up
Happy
like
to
that
see
already?
y'all. Good morning. I'm being very realistic and honest with myself and with our listeners and our supporters. I would not lie to you. I will not lead you astray. I am honest. I am transparent. And I am 50% of 100% the realest podcast in the world. Good morning. Let's do
it. All right. So I guess we going to get started, man. While I go through, for those joining us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, we appreciate y'all viewing us. Remember always what they got to do, Norwood.
Like, follow, subscribe, tell somebody else about the podcast, and show up next Saturday and bat some beers. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. So I see that you only have pro basketball on today. And while I'm normally with you on that, I'm not with you today on that. I think
that's fine
because how can I say this in a nice way?
Don't be nice. Say what need to be said.
Well, no, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna get to it. There we go.
Well, while Reggie is not being nice, I assume that he would like to talk about March Madness.
My bad. I had to hook up my headphones. My bad. Yeah. So what I was saying was when it comes to March Madness and what the NBA has been trying to get, which I think they've gotten this year. This has been an unprecedented year in the recent history of basketball for parity. There are no number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament going to the Elite 8 for the first time in history. So that's why I said I think you gotta talk about the NCAA tournament, because this is what sports ownership, the corporations, the conglomerates, this is what they're trying to achieve: excitement through parity. The NBA, Adam Silver has gone basically and made it very difficult to get 3 superstars on one team because of the salary cap, because they want parity. So I think we do need to talk about the NCAA tournament, and there's probably one dude that the Hawks could use, but we'll get there when we get there.
You think they want parity? I think they want the exact opposite.
In the NCAA that's a conversation. We'll get to when we get to college basketball.
NBA. But let's pick these games. First, we're going to start out with our team. They stress me out, but they are playing. The Indiana Pacers are playing the Atlanta Hawks. It is a home game for the Hawks. We have fared a lot better at home. The Pacers are a young team, but they do have Benedict Mathurin, who's a monster, Miles Turner, who just had a big game, and Halliburton, who's been playing out of his mind. I think also this is the first game of a home back-to-back. I think that the Hawks win this game.
The Hawks have to win this game. This is why the Hawks have to win this game. Not because
have to win every game.
Not because we don't have to. I mean, we need to. We're not going to. But we're a 500 team. I believe in the 500 team juju. We are now a game below 500. Um, when we're a game above 500, we play the Spurs. We blow 23-point leads, 24-point leads. When we're a game
24.
24. When we're a game below 500, we beat the Warriors. We beat really really good teams. We beat the Clippers.
They're a
Like we
really good
beat those
team.
good teams. So we're a game below 500. Plus, I'm still holding out. I think supervillain Trey is going to want to prove that he's better than Halliburton. I think that. So I think Trey's
Super
gonna.
villain.
Yeah.
What super villain has ever won?
What supervillain has ever won? Uh, Thanos. They had to go back in time to change his.
And he still lost eventually, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Nets versus Heat. This is actually kind of a good game. Nets team is kind of flat as far as talent, but it is
You said
covered
they're
all the way around.
flat as far as talent.
Yes. Like they don't have any superstars. Everybody is pretty good. The Heat, I think, are a little over the hill. I actually been telling y'all that. I've been calling them the Tennessee Titans all season.
The Heat are the same thing though.
Yeah, but older.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Nets probably stress these guys out. I'm picking the Nets, but I wouldn't bet this game. It's Jimmy Butler. If you know anything about the Hawks, Jimmy Butler, I'm not allowed to say anything about Miami or the Heat.
Miami has to hit the three at an amazing clip for them to be effective. For Jimmy Butler to be Jimmy Butler without just over exhausting himself and over exerting himself in the game, they have to hit threes. Tyler Hero has to hit threes. Gabe, I mean, they literally have a team full of 3-point shooters: Victor Oladipo, Bam, and Jimmy. That's pretty much the entire team.
Fat
When you
Lowry, Fat Lowry. Don't not forget about Fat Lowry.
Fat Lowry shoots the ball and goes up and down the court. He doesn't really get to the rim anymore. He's not really a great facilitator.
Talk
Tyler,
about a terrible deal. Now, and we told you right here on this very podcast, this is the reason y'all should check in. Shout out to my dog Good. Also, shout out to my cousin Sorrell. Because we told y'all, Kyle Lowry was a terrible pickup. There's no reason for you to do it, and they did it anyway. Shout out to those guys.
yeah, I mean, they thought, unfortunately, like we said with Adam Silver, it's very difficult to have three superstars or pay three players like they're superstars and then build a sustainable team around them. They paid.
No, you just
Hmm?
that was just a stupid deal. They could have gotten other players. They paid Kyle Lowry a ton of money, like $35 million
That's
to
my point.
be.
My point is they paid him like a superstar. They paid him. They paying Bam like a superstar. They paying Kyle Lowry like a superstar. They paying
Check.
uh, 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 Jimmy Butler like a superstar. When you pay that much money to three players, you're not going to be able to build. And they paid Tyler Hero. You're not going to be able to build out a roster based on the way the salary cap is built. So you have to be conscious or conscientious of where you put
You
your
allocate
money.
your money.
You allocated your money to the wrong person. Therefore, you went
Yes.
from the Eastern Conference Finals to middle of the road.
The final place of the of the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, I think that this team could have been better if they did not invest in Kyle Lowry. I think that the rest of this team, for the most part,
Exactly.
Tyler Hero, he's getting paid, but I don't hate that amount of money, especially as the salary cap increases. But Kyle Lowry is a terrible asset. You sunk way too much money into, and it is failing. So who are you picking in the game? Net or Heat? Heat. Nets or Heat?
I'm gonna take the Nets. I
All right.
I think the Nets match up with Brooklyn very. I mean Brooklyn. Brooklyn matches up with Miami very well. Jimmy Butler. It's hard for me to pick against Jimmy Butler in the late in the season because
That
we've
is
seen
true.
the last 2 weeks since they come back from All Star break. Jimmy just decides to take over the game at the end of the game.
Do not bet against Jimmy Butler as Hawks fans. We're gonna tell you until the cows come home. That's not our space. I respect that man. Whatever he does is dangerous and effective. AJ, what's good, brother?
What's good, AJ?
Next up, we have the Bucks at the Nuggets. This should be a battle of MVP candidates. Giannis versus Joker, and it is in Denver. Um, I am picking the Bucks. The Nuggets seem to me right now as a team that does not seem like it has all the confidence it once has. I do think out of the players, if I really had to, be very honest, between Joker and Giannis, I think that Giannis is just a better, tougher player, and I think that he leads his team to victory. What you got?
So this is Bucks Nuggets.
Buckets.
The Bucks have two all defensive players in their starting lineup.
Check.
Then
and Drew Holiday no slouch either. Now let's not forget about him on defense.
That's who the second person is. Who's the
Oh, what? You didn't see Brook Lopez with 7 blocks?
Oh, I'm sorry. Three. My bad. Three. Because Brook Lopez quietly is kept is in Defensive Player of the Year. Brook Lopez quietly is kept as in Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Quietly.
I don't know why I thought that man was like 40 years old, but his career going from a guy who was just basically an interior player to a guy who can now shoot the three to a guy that's also like a top tier rim protector. This is the reason it doesn't matter what people think about you when you start into the NBA. It's all about your evolution and your focus on growing your game.
Brook Lopez is the venture capitalist of the NBA. He saw a trend way before everybody else saw a trend. He saw Steph Curry start shooting from half court and said, "You know what? The post ain't for me. The post not about to stay here like that anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and step in the corner because Giannis, shout out to Jason Kidd too. Giannis is out there. We can't play together in the post. No. So therefore, I'm gonna step out in the corner or at the top of the key. He don't really shoot any wing jumpers. It's top of the key or corner, and I'm gonna hit that three, and then I'm just gonna be tall. And he's gotten in shape. I think that has something to do with Giannis and the workout characteristics that he has as a leader. None of them are out of shape. You'll never see anybody out of shape on that team. Brook Lopez has had a 30-year career or 20-year career in 10 years. He has had 3 different careers in 10 years. He's with the Nets, he was with the Lakers, the Lakers, the Nets, and now he started to evolve in the Nets. And then he got to the Bucks, and now you're starting to see, Super Saiyan 3
and please remember, there is a replica, Robin Lopez, who cannot shoot. So this is purely him himself.
Don't hate on Robin, though. Don't hate on Robin.
No, not hating. But what I'm saying is you have 2 identical humans. One of these guys say, I'm going to learn to shoot.
Well, I mean, Robin developed a low post hook. Remember, Robin couldn't do nothing. Now, all of a sudden, he can score in the post. They have literally evolved just in 180 degrees in opposite directions. But they have gotten better offensively, which is amazing. With that being said,
very unlike Ben Simmons, who now has a back impingement.
Another broke back.
Broke back Ben is back, baby.
With
Let's
Milwaukee, with Milwaukee, I am going to take defense because they can score on offense because Giannis at the end of the day can go 48 of 50 or whatever he wants to do, and there's nothing Joker can do about it. I think
watch
him
score.
Drew Holiday can guard anybody on their team, but he can guard Jamal Murray. I don't think really a lot of people can guard him, and I think that's the biggest difference in this game is Milwaukee could guard Denver. I don't really know anybody on Denver that can guard Milwaukee, so I'm gonna take Milwaukee here.
Yep, and is Middleton? I think is back, but still, this should be a Michael Porter Jr. game. You got Middleton before he's warmed up.
Why? Why should it be a Michael Porter Jr. game? Why would you put whoever is going to be whoever game is supposed to be is going to be Giannis.
Yeah.
So this should be an Aaron Gordon game because you are probably going to have Bobby Portis or what's his name on you.
Oh, Nope. Next. We're gonna go ahead and say the Bucks are going to win that game. Nuggets, we know y'all don't play any defense. We showed the montage of Joker just watching people blow by him, and they were a lot less qualified than Giannis. So it's gonna be a long day.
And it's no coincidence that he went from first in MVP voting to third in MVP voting right after we went through the defensive montage. Just gonna put that out there. Everybody else caught
If
on. We
if
see
I
you,
was you,
Spice.
I go ahead and schedule a loss. I'm taking off Saturday. I'll get back to y'all in the next game. There's no point. I
Rest.
got a COVID non COVID illness. That's what I'm saying. For what? All I can do is embarrass myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Um
This game does not match up well for Joker because all they're gonna do is run him ragged. So I'm going Milwaukee. So we just
Next
talked
up,
about two MVP candidates. Next up, we got Philadelphia and Phoenix.
this is a good one. Is Kevin Durant supposed to be back for this one?
I don't think Sunday.
I don't. Yeah, Sunday. Maybe. Do they play on Sunday?
I don't know.
Okay, so next week. It would be next week. But anyway, Kevin Durant is ramping up. And with him ramping up and not being available, I think that the numbers just don't match up. Now, I know James Harden had a pretty rough game. It was either last game or the game before.
He didn't play last night. I don't think.
So it was the game before. DeAndre Ayton, while his production says that he's good, me and Reggie have major questions on his influence on the game. We've also seen him get 50 by Giannis.
On twos, no threes.
Correct. Now you get to play against Embiid Olajuwon, who thinks he's Kobe Bryant. And from what I see, he looks like 7-foot Kobe Bryant. He does every move in the bag. He does it effectively. And I am picking Embiid Olajuwon to beat the Suns.
So here's the thing about Embiid Olajuwon. He's always been
46 points last night, too. 46 points last night.
He's always been good, and he's been getting better. I think he's starting to realize, or has gotten to, not even starting to, he has realized that I am bigger than everybody. Nobody can stop me, and I'm more skilled. I have better footwork than anybody that's my size. So if you put somebody that's too small on him, all he does, even if you get him outside of the paint, he just dribbles and goes right through you. What are you gonna do? And then
don't have to wait now.
all right, so you're gonna do that? Fine. Like last night when they played the Warriors, put Kevon Looney on me if you want to. I love Kevon Looney, but you ain't got nothing for Embiid Olajuwon. Step back threes, fadeaways, post you up, rebounds, dunks, running the lane, passing the ball. Anything he wanted to do yesterday, I was like, oh, he just sold up the MVP right there because he had no help. It was 3 players in double figures and everybody else. And James Harden was hurt. He scored 46 points. And the Warriors, if it wasn't for Jordan Poole going nuclear in the fourth quarter with 20 points, the Warriors would have lost to Embiid and the Rockets. And that would have been it. So I'm going in this game. I love Devin Booker. I'm not really a believer in Philadelphia outside of Embiid, James Harden, and Maxey. Their entire
what?
Well, so everybody else, when you get to the playoffs, everybody else has to step up. What I said, what I said. They've been trying to move Tobias longer than we've been trying to move John Collins. So at that point, I love Phoenix. I love Philly. I got to go with Philly here just because if Phoenix had Kevin Durant, I think Phoenix probably wins this game. I always would go with the home team in this.
And what up, Ron? What's good?
What's good? And what's up, Ron? I would go with the home team here, and I honestly think this probably will be a finals preview. Just putting that out there. If everybody stays healthy, so
you might be onto something there.
So I'm gonna take Philadelphia here with all the injuries and everybody out. But I am interested to see. I would love to see this in a final setting, 7-game series type thing.
Next up, we have the Utah Jazz at the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings are playing like they're good. And by good, very good. DeMontis Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, and Kevin Huerter are the littlest big 3 I've ever seen in my life. But they are big 3 in their ass through this damn NBA. I think that the Jazz probably match up with this team pretty well because you do have Walker Kessler, who's just destroying the paint. Anybody get in there, he will block your shot. I think that might be an issue for DeMontis Sabonis. Lord Marketing could also present major problems to the Kings because I'm not sure if Keegan Murray is ready for that dude yet. This is actually probably the game of the night. I'm sure it's the game. Nope.
You think so?
Yes, it is. Yes. Sixers Suns, both teams missing major players.
So
Yeah.
Utah Sacramento is over Brooklyn Miami. Utah has been awful.
But I know that I'm saying this is the game that I believe will be the best game. That one. If I wanted to watch a basketball game, that would be the one that I'll watch.
Well, I'm taking Sacramento
Um,
here. I'm taking Sacramento. And De'Aaron Fox. Has there been anybody that has fallen further from grace than Chris Paul? Folks hate Chris Paul. Like I watched when the Kings played Phoenix yesterday, and Chris Paul did the flop. You know,
oh, he was hot. He
and
was big man.
everybody hate. He is the old wily veteran that's not. I mean, he's still good. He's the point guard, but he's not as effective. You know, his athleticism is gone. So instead of being athletic and worrying about his talent, that way he has to do tricks. He has to flop. He has to
So
do this. But he's trying to get a ring, so I can't really be mad at him. But
yeah,
it's
he's
ugly.
the ring desperation is real. The other part is you may hate him on the court, but if you're in the NBA, he would when his leadership as president of head of the Players Association, you love that dude because he got you rich. That money went up when he got there in unprecedented ways. He's done excellent things for the Players Association,
Yeah,
and he
but
created.
they're if you go back and look what he did, the first thing he did was change the rules so that he could get rich. Yeah, but either way, I see what
Finder's
you're saying.
fee. Finder's fee. You know me. If you help me get rich in the process, big dog, salute. I hope you get you some money in the process as well. But I think we both picking the Kings. Uh, the last game of Saturday, a game that we expected to be a lot better than probably actually will be because Paul George is out, because Zion is never in. Um, Pelicans, Pelicans versus the Clippers. This is a game we honestly don't know who's going to play in this game because both of these teams, the whole team is hurt all the time. Um, I thought the Pelicans would be much
uh,
better. I told y'all, and I'm going to continue to tell y'all should have traded Zion Williamson for Julius Randle. Julius Randle plays out of his mind every night, and Zion just got a new tattoo that says Mount Zion on his back. He does not understand that mountains do not move, and neither does he.
well, you hate your disdain for Zion is my same. Well, no, I won't do that.
No, I want no. Don't put it in reverse, Terry. Come on, say
I'm gonna go.
join
I'm
me
gonna
on
go
this.
with. I'm gonna go with. I mean, Brandon Ingram might be the quietest 25 point per game person in the league. Yeah, see, I mean, they have all of these scores. Troy Murphy the third just scored like
he
50 last week,
he
and
got a
yet
better
they're
handle
like
too.
not good. I mean, they're not great. They're mediocre.
You want to know why? Because you're paying Zion Williamson a ton of money for him to wear anime shirts on the sideline. You should have just like the Heat should have reallocated that money from Kyle Lowry. You should reallocate that money from Zion Williamson. And next year, do you expect him to play what 70% of the games? No. So why are you gonna continue to pay this man to sit on the bench? He's street clothes junior.
But I don't want to pick the Clippers either. You saw what Luke
Nope.
Kennard did yesterday. You
Do
saw what Luke
not.
Kennard
Yes,
did.
that is the reason I got up. This is the first thing I got up, and you laying in the bed scrolling through your phone trying to see what happened last night. I saw Luke Kennard, 30 points, 10 of 11 from three. So all he made all game was threes. I said that to Reggie. I knew he was gonna be tight about that.
Bro, because
Um,
I can't imagine. I don't understand. People are like, well, the Clippers are losing. You traded away the number two three point shooter. I think he's number two by percentage in the league right now. You'll probably say he's a top 5 3-point shooter in the league. In the league, you got the Warriors. You take them two out. Then you got Luke. Sorry. Then you got Luke Kennard.
you
That's
know who
it.
Luke Kennard is? You know who Luke Kennard is?
Who?
Kyle Korver Jr.
Kyle
Kyle
Korver.
Korver Jr. That Kyle Korver Jr. That's him for sure, right there. You look at him, same thing. They'll do nothing else, but when you need it, they got it. They gonna shoot it.
And you traded Luke Kennard, who's younger, cheaper, for Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon was your all-in piece, right? And then you went and got Bones Highland. I'm not really mad at the Bones Highland trade for Reggie
Bones
Jackson.
Highland
That's
was the good move.
That's kind of inconsequential to me, right? But I mean, when I say inconsequential, they cancel each other out. I don't think Bones gets them more points per game than Reggie Jackson. I don't think none of that. But Luke Kennard for Eric Gordon in the grand scheme of the way that team is made up is insane to me, and it's starting to show.
Well, I got a couple things. Number one, Bones Highland, you traded back for a younger asset. I can understand how with an older team, an expensive team, you will probably try to get some younger assets. So if you try to flip somebody, teams will be interested.
Allegedly.
Or if you're trying to like move forward with that guy, I can see how he could be a very serviceable part of your team.
Now, and then you traded Luke Kennard to the number 2 team in the West. I forgot all about that. Come on, dog. This made no sense. This made no sense. This was a Hawks.
And on top of that, Eric Gordon tricked y'all. He was on the Rockets, so y'all believe that he still had it. And then as soon as he get over here, it ain't it. The curl is not curling. It's bad. I don't really care about this game because I don't think that either one of these rosters currently represent what these teams are look like. This is a strong do not bet for me. You're more than welcome to jump down this rabbit hole though.
I'm gonna take the Pelicans.
That does not sound very confident.
No, it's not, because I think Kawhi, if he decides to be Kawhi, can just shut down Brandon Ingram. But I don't know. I don't know anybody else. I don't know anybody else on the Clippers that can stop CJ. Well, Terrence Mann. Do not bet. I'll take the Pelicans just to pick them up.
Next up, we have the Flailing Mavericks, where Luka is upset. And him and Kyrie can't seem to get it together. And we have the Charlotte Hornets, who are owned by Michael Jordan. This is bad and worse. I would actually not even tell you to turn this game on your TV for fear it may get stuck on your TV and you may have to throw the whole thing away. This is a do not bet because I have a life. I would not pick either one of these teams right now.
Come on, Luka. Luka don't even have the joy to play basketball no more because his team is ass. They went and got you somebody, just like they did with Trey, and you got worse, just like with Trey. Boy,
wait, hold on.
They did the same. They looking real. It's looking real mirrorish over there in Dallas.
Wait.
Luka and Trey looking real mirrorish over there, dog. They looking real mirrorish.
Are you telling me that the Hawks roster? Okay, let me ask the question. Let me not lead to that. Do you think that the Hawks roster and the Mavericks roster is comparable?
Yeah, 100%. I do.
Okay, so who starts on the Hawks minus Luka and Kyrie?
Probably Christian Wood.
Over John Collins?
Yeah, I think you could put them together.
Have you ever looked at Christian? Have you ever looked at Christian Wood's career? His stats are nowhere near John Collins.
See, and I want y'all to listen now, because Norwood has championed Christian Wood every time we talk about him on this episode. Now, all of a sudden, his career doesn't. I just want y'all. I just want to point that out there. Go ahead, finish your point though. Finish your point.
Okay, thank you. Before I was rudely interrupted. Yes, I do think that John Collins, number one, he's a substantially better defender than Christian Wood.
What's good, bro? Sorry.
But at the same time, if I'm looking for a guy that's similar to John Collins in the ability to stand in the corner and shoot the three, the ability to rebound pretty well, then yes, Christian Wood is great value John Collins. But there's a difference between John Collins and Christian Wood. John Collins has been with one team, and even though they wanted to trade him, they've never been able to do it. Christian Wood, even though I think that he is younger, he is a NBA journeyman already. I don't think that he's ever spent more than 2 seasons on the same team. So they are similar. Their games are similar, but John Collins is just a better version, more evolved version of Christian Wood, who's an older player, I believe.
You said all of that to say that Christian Woods could start on the Hawks. Your original question was
No,
who on the
he
Mavericks
does not start on the Hawks. He does not start over John
who on the
Collins.
Mavericks Christian Wood can start on the Hawks for what the Hawks want them to do. So
He does not start. He
therefore
does not start
you
on
just
the
you just
Mavericks.
you just went through you just said an entire 3-minute thing where you admitted multiple times that what the Hawks want to do, Christian Wood could stand in the corner and shoot. You then came back and said, well, the reason that you picked John Collins because Christian Wood's been a journeyman and that John Collins has been with one team. Your original question was, who on the Mavericks do I think could start outside of Kyrie and Luka on the Hawks? And I said Christian Wood. I think if you swap Christian Wood and John Collins, the records are the same.
Christian Wood does not start for the Mavericks, so he would have to
that
start.
Doesn't
on
matter.
His own
But that wasn't your question. Your question was, who do I think could start on the Hawks?
Gregory Hines, the way you tap.
No, I'm not. Boy. I'm not. I'm answering your question. I think Luka, Kyrie, and Christian Wood could start for the Hawks.
Okay, so you don't believe the Reggie Bullocks? You don't believe that Reggie Bullock starts for the Mavericks?
No, Reggie Bullock is right now AJ Griffin.
Maxi Kleber, he starts for the Hawks or no?
Maxi Kleber, no. Why are you going through the? I just told you who the three people were.
Because I'm going. Not Dwight Powell.
I already told you the three, so you can keep trying to name names. I told you the three.
Okay, wait, hold on. We're not done here. So backup point guard.
You said
backup.
Well, tell me your
man
point.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
That it is far and away the Hawks roster is better than the Mavericks. It is. The Mavericks and their second best player, I would assume you believe Kyrie is done at the end of this season. I don't see anything. That
don't have nothing to do with your point.
No,
Yo, you called me Gregory Hines for answering the question, and you have pivoted 4 times since your original question. Okay, and you have not responded to not one. You've only pivoted 4 times.
Let me make this very clear for you then. The Hawks roster is better than the Mavericks roster. So just because Luka is not successful, it does not surprise me because the team around him sucks. I don't think that there's any other more plain way to put it.
Luka and Trey are looking real mirrorish to me. They both everything that they doing mirrors each other from east to west.
Let me finish. The Mavericks roster is terrible. The second best player on the Mavericks roster is Crazy Kyrie. This is a recipe for disaster. I don't hate the move that Mark Cuban made, though, because you tried to you got the best player that you could get. At the end of the day, you're still going to clear the salary cap. You'll get the money back. You'll get another chance to go out and get somebody else. It was a good try. It just didn't work. You weren't playing for a championship anyway.
I'm letting you know right now, Luka might be out of Dallas. That boy said, I ain't got no joy for playing basketball. I'm frustrated.
Mark Cuban's not. You can believe in a lot of things.
You ain't gotta, unless you gonna give me ownership. There's really if a NBA player, the NBA is the only place where a player can decide I am not going to play for this team, and they will honor it without any fines or without many fines or anything. Okay. The NFL will not. The NFL is different. Me
and you have 2 different opinions of Mark Cuban. Then I tell you that much.
You think he'll try to throw as much money as he can, and he'll do everything he can to get. Well, I always say do everything he can. He'll do what he'll try to keep him. But if Luka wants to leave, Luka will leave. But I also wanted to bring up in this game somebody that I said the Hawks should sign multiple times, and you said no. Dennis Smith Jr. as a backup point guard first of all, I think he's criminally underrated, but I don't know why. It might be something political. I don't know why. But he was balling against Dallas and Kyrie. And him and Kyrie got a little bit of spice from the past. Anyway.
And he's a former Maverick player. Don't let that game trick you into believing. And I think that Dennis Smith Jr. is pretty good, but I think that he's too small. He doesn't play enough defense. But I mean, anybody the backup point guard,
any guard that's not a 2-way guard in the league. It's very few
Okay,
two-way guards.
but his offensive production is not consistent enough. I like him, but then you would have to. I mean, are you
Dennis
getting rid
Smith
of?
Jr. or Aaron Holiday?
Oh, well then he's way at the end of the bench. Yeah, I'm taking Dennis Smith Jr. before Aaron Holiday every time. But that doesn't put him in the rotation.
Aaron Holiday plays.
He plays because DeJounte Murray is out.
Right.
He doesn't play when DeJounte Murray is in. Aaron
Then they
Holiday
put.
does not
I
see the
think
floor.
I think Aaron Holiday could be. Well, he'd be the 10th person. Well, how many? He only runs 9 deep. So it's
Yeah,
1, 2, 3,
Aaron Holiday does
4,
not get. You got to think
5. Yeah, he'd be the 10th man on the bench. But I think what's his name? Dennis Smith Jr. is criminally underrated, and I think he could have added something to the Hawks. I think Dennis Smith Jr. on the Hawks plays more than Aaron Holiday because he gives more offensively, and is able to give somebody else a break.
Do you play Dennis Smith Jr. or do you play AJ Griffin?
Well, if I'm the Hawks right now, it's neither.
Yes, but what I'm saying is he's not breaking the rotation, and then even if he's to get on the team, he's still not breaking the rotation, and he's behind somebody else. I think he's a better asset than Holiday, though. Sure.
So, dang, we got way off this game.
Nobody cares about this game. I mean, the Mavericks have to win. This is a must win for the Mavericks.
I think Luke is not gonna be embarrassed 2 games in a row. You're not gonna lose to Charlotte 2 games in a row, which is similar to Trey. So I'm gonna take Dallas here.
Bulls versus Lakers. I
can't believe it.
Lakers.
What's good, brother? Appreciate it, Russ.
Appreciate that. Appreciate the support, brother. I think the Lakers have more to play for. They're
in 8th place. They're in 8th place. They're in 8th place, and they're like 2 games out of 5th or 6th. The Lakers.
LA Lakers trick y'all, man. At the end of the day, don't believe in this team.
Why?
Just because it's not real. It's not real. I don't know why I'm not subtly believing that Anthony Davis is anything other than street clothes. This team is not competitive until LeBron comes back. LeBron said, whoa. They said LeBron was supposed to come back. He said, hey, don't y'all tell me about me. Nah, I don't believe in this. I think that they beat the Bulls because the Bulls are kind of fading at the end of the season. I think that they're coming to grips with there's probably going to have to be some moves made specifically between DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. I think that has come to a head. And I think that somebody will be leaving there next season. The Lakers are still trying to trick people into believing that they're competitive.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Norwood. That sound like hate. That sound like.
Why does it sound like hate?
Because they have been. The Lakers have been playing. I'm trying to get to their thing on my phone since I'm broadcasting through. They are 30. They won 3 in a row. I think they won the majority. I want to say 7-3 in their last 10 games. I don't have it on forehead. Norwood, stop the hate. That boy called you forehead Norwood.
I've been called worse.
AJ's an asshole. He's funny. I for the Lakers and for older teams, I think they're trying to do what the Warriors did. The Warriors last year were up and down. They were trying to stay healthy. They had an older team. They were trying to preserve themselves until they get to the playoffs and then make a run. And it worked. And they ended up winning the championship. The Lakers are trying to do the same. I actually agree with your sentiment that maybe the Lakers are fraudulent, but not Anthony Davis.
Hey, time out. You told me my statement was hate. And then said, you know what?
It is hate because you ain't on Anthony Davis. Let me finish. The reason I think the Lakers might be fraudulent is because not Anthony Davis. Austin Reeves had like 35 points. Then he had like 29 points. Jared Vanderbilt, while he's good, offensively has tapered off. I don't know what Malik Beasley's doing. I've heard
Larson
nothing
Pippen?
from him. No, that's Jordan. Boom. Lonnie Walker the fourth, I thought was going to be the X factor on that team because of his athleticism and his ability to get to the rim. Austin Reeves was pretty much taking all of his minutes. Lonnie Walker, while he plays, he is not. He is in terms of people that get the ball. He's like number 5 now, maybe 6. So I'm not convinced that Austin Reeves can show up in the playoffs because I've never seen it. I'm not convinced that Lonnie Walker can show up in the playoffs because I've never seen it. I'm not convinced. Those are the unknowns. I'm less concerned about LeBron and AD than Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker. I've seen Malik Beasley play pretty well with the Nuggets. They always choke. But Malik Beasley, all of those players. Those are the players that I'm more concerned about. But if they get out of the play-in,
do you think that AD can play consistently?
In the
play
playoffs?
all of the wait, hold on. Do you think he can play all of the games from now until whenever their season ends?
He can, yes. Will he? No. I think.
Well, then how can?
I think they'll rest him at the end of the season. It once their playoff spot is solidified, and they're either out of the play-in, right? They're either out of the play-in, which means you're number 6 and you can't go into the play-in, or you're in the play-in and you can't get out. I think they'll rest him.
That won't happen. Look at the Western Conference standings. They're way too close. There's never a point where you'll get that far into it. You won't get close because you got to think. The Clippers have 39 wins and they're at 4. The Lakers are at 8 and they have 37 wins. You won't get any rest games. You will need to play every game from now until
unless he gets hurt. I think he will. Hopefully he won't get hurt. Yes, he will play until the end of the season or until the end of whenever their season is over.
What's the chances that he does not get injured from now until the end of the season?
I don't know. 50.
Okay, then. So you shaky at best. You think that he could get injured? He couldn't. It could go literally either way.
Yeah.
That means yes. That's not a vote of faith.
Okay.
That's like somebody say, "Hey, you gonna be on time?" I could be on time. I might not be on time. I have no faith in that person.
So, what was your point?
My point is there's no way that you can have any faith in this Lakers team because Anthony Davis gets hurt too much. And if Anthony Davis is out, this team is god awful.
Is Anthony Davis more important to this team than LeBron?
And you can't. No. I don't. They suck without either one of them. It don't matter.
They won 3 in a row. They've been winning without LeBron. With Anthony Davis, who's been dominating.
Okay. All right. You believe this. Z, go ahead. Prisoner of the moment. All right. I don't believe in this team. I don't think that if you take LeBron off this team, I'm not afraid.
You never did answer the question.
No. Okay, so I didn't understand what you were asking me. If you're asking
your question, you said this team sucks without
yes.
Anthony Davis. And I said, so do you think Anthony Davis is more important to this team than LeBron?
No. I think that LeBron is the most important player on this team. I'm not fooling myself into believing anything other than that.
Mad Star expresses his frustration his third straight loss. I used to have fun in basketball. I don't now.
Yeah, no. Anthony Davis has been playing well.
Figure it out.
But let me ask you. So LeBron wants to leave next season. Do you feel comfortable handing the reins of your team to Anthony Davis?
You got no choice.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you.
You have to. Yes, you have to. And then if LeBron leaves, that means you got. Well, first off, if LeBron leaves, that means you got $40-something million in cap space. So therefore, you could go get somebody else. Like you said before, and I quote Norwood, it's still the Lakers. You still the Lakers. You can still go get another superstar. So, if you can still go get another superstar, then technically you're not really handing the reins to AD.
What superstar do you feel that will be good enough to play with AD that you will feel confident that they will be championship contenders? This is where it gets good.
Well, any backcourt, any superstar backcourt. Yeah.
Name the guys.
You get to start from the top. Luka, Trey, DeJounte.
Not available. Not. I'm talking about people who are like at least reasonably available.
What do you mean reasonably available? You can make a
So
trade. You
you
could. Well, they don't have any picks now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Once LeBron leaves, you don't have any other real assets. You just gotta hope that a free agent shows up, and you're not gonna get one.
Booker's not. Booker's with KD. He's not leaving Phoenix. AJ.
He is never leaving.
If LeBron leaves, then you'll probably have to trade AD as well and just blow it all up.
That's my point.
Because you don't have any picks. You don't have any picks. You can't. There's no player in the NBA that you could surround with just role players minus. Well, really, just role players and win a championship. There's nobody. There's nobody in the NBA that you can do that anymore.
And that's the reason it doesn't work. Is AD the free agents that are available are not going to be good enough to add to AD and then y'all be a good team. Because that person, I think, needs to be better than AD because I don't think the AD is a leader. So you have to find a free agent that's a better player than AD, and those guys are never available, and you can't trade. You're stuck.
Kyrie.
Checkmate.
Kyrie.
That's what you. Okay, go ahead. See, that's when you just let people.
Kyrie would be good. He would be a good one to add to play.
Kyrie is not going to LA without LeBron. Number one, you think LeBron gonna leave and then Kyrie gonna show up? Hell,
you asked me who could I get in free agency. The only person I can think of right now is Kyrie. That's going to be a free agent. That's the only one. That I can think of.
So when was the last time that Kyrie was a positive to his organization?
A positive to the organization. Cleveland? When did he leave Cleveland? Cleveland?
How many teams has he been? How many?
Boston, they were okay, but he didn't like it there. Then Brooklyn, we know what happened with Brooklyn. And Dallas. I think he's been a positive with Dallas. Well, hold on. I don't think he's been a detriment to Dallas.
Has the scenario gone positively? Has his time been there good?
That's a different point. You're saying, has he been positive on the team? I said, yes, he's been positive in Dallas. Now, my answer with Boston and Brooklyn was that he was a detriment to those teams. He was a detriment to Brooklyn and Boston. He is not a detriment to Dallas. Dallas, as you just pointed out, according to you, the rest of the roster sucks. So it's not his fault. He's not a detriment to Dallas.
No. But Luka also was not saying that I'm not enjoying basketball until he got there either.
So you blaming that on Kyrie?
Hey, if it looked like a dunk over there, then it looked like a dunk over there.
Oh my God!
And now it looked like a dunk in Dallas. And Lakers, you think that
that's not Kyrie's fault.
That's not okay.
That's not.
Hey man,
that's not
Lakers. Lakers, you go ahead and roll the dice again. You already picked one bad guy. Go ahead and pick Kyrie next. Congrats. And yeah, good luck with that. I would not spend my money on Kyrie Irving. I think he's the greatest dribbler of the basketball in the world ever. But at the same time, do I want him on my team? Hell no. And I got Trae Young on my team, and I don't want Kyrie. No parts of it. And so you picked the Lakers in this game. Next up, we have the Grizzlies at the Hawks. I will make this very quick. There will be a parade, and it will be inside my city. Yeah. Grizzlies
going to go crazy. Ja about to go crazy in this game.
And you could probably get in the strip club in Atlanta, and they probably won't have you on camera. Well, that is messed up for you to get right in trouble and then them to send you right to Atlanta. Woo! Tempting fate. Boy, you handing an alcoholic a beer. Hey, you want this, dog? What?
You'll treat Ja like a mama going into the supermarket now. When you get in this city, don't touch nothing. You can't have nothing. You can't go nowhere. No. That's how they go treat Ja.
The Grizzlies now leave after away game. They leave that night.
Ja, damn, Ja, you fucked it up. You fucked it up for everybody. Ja, you could have been in Atlanta living your life. Because I know you ain't got no other game after this. It ain't no back-to-back. You could have flew back tomorrow. And you from South Carolina. You 3 hours from the home. Tripping.
No,
Tripping,
you
tripping.
you better get on back to Memphis. You on restriction.
Boy, let's listen to that statement. Hey, you
Uh,
3 hours from home. You better go back to Memphis
bad
for
and
less
worse.
drama. For less drama, go back to Memphis.
Atlanta, South Carolina, and Memphis, boy, three places that all should appear on first 48. Next up, we have the
They all
Spurs.
have appeared, not should have appeared on first 48.
We have the Spurs versus the Celtics. The
Watch San Antonio
Celtics,
win this game. Watch San
Celtic,
Antonio win this game. I'm picking Boston, but watch San Antonio win this game.
Celtics are 6-4 over their last 10 games. They started out the season so hot that it's going to be difficult for them to kind of drop off. But the Sixers should be looking at them, and maybe the Cavs. The Cavs are 8-2 over the last 10 games. It's very tricky for me. The Celtics look like they might be faltering and fading. And the Spurs have the propensity to get blown out in some games like they did before they lost before they beat us, or they could do like us and come back from 24 points down. I do think that Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson, those are larger wings who match up very well against Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
This is a no brainer. I'm picking Boston, but I am, as a Hawks fan, as a fan of this player, I am keeping an eye on this Jaylen Brown situation. We said last year, hey, when Jaylen Brown started like really coming out as like super pro black, like, and then he became isn't he vice president of the Players Association? Like, he really started to spread his political wings per se in the NBA landscape. We said Boston may not be the best city for him, and it has been documented. Boston didn't even really like Bill Russell. Like, Boston is one of the worst cities to play in as a minority. I'm not trying to be colorist. I'm not trying to be racist or whatever. But as a dark-skinned man, it is one of the worst places to play. That's just how it is. That's just what it is, right? So
his social activism and Boston's racism
and the
is
way he
a
looks,
terrible
period.
match.
The way that he looks,
Yes,
the way that I hate making it colorist, and that's why I'm not bringing up Tatum. But in all actuality, in my opinion, in my honest opinion, and everybody from Boston, if you hate me for it, I don't really give a shit. If he didn't look like the way he did, his treatment wouldn't be as bad as he says it is. Boston is inherently racist.
There is something that is going on in Boston with Jaylen Brown. He has made it super clear that it's not guaranteed that he wants to be there. He says that he wants to be somewhere where he's treated right and where they want him to be. Typically, in my interactions with humans, when people ask you questions like that and you respond in that very specific manner, what you're telling them is what? I don't believe that I'm 100% wanted here, and I don't believe that I'm being treated right. So,
and it all really started with the KD stuff. That's when it started to come to a head. Pause, if necessary. It started with the activism and all of that stuff last year and early in his career. He's still early in his career. He's only 25, 26. But what I'm saying is, once they said, hey, we'll give you Jaylen Brown for KD, oh, he was like, oh, y'all really, I'm not as valued as I thought. I thought I was untradeable. I'm one of the two, the dynamic duo. He's averaging a career best 27, 7, and 7 this year or something. He averaging a LeBron year. Something crazy like that. 27, 7, and 5, I want to say. He doesn't have 7 assists. He doesn't have 7 assists. But he's still playing. And he's a two-way player. And then you say, you going to trade me for KD? While we love KD, greatest scorer of all time. In Jaylen Brown's mind, he's 35, dog. 35. I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you points, defense, rebounds, steals, blocks, and assists. And I don't complain. And I don't
27 points. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and he has the highest field goal percentage on the team. So you
put him in the trade for KD. And I like KD. I wouldn't be mad at it either way. But if I'm Jaylen Brown and I'm doing all of this for you, and I don't even know if did they sign him to a max contract?
No, he's only getting paid like $22 million a year.
So if he's only and I'm here on a discount, so I could make more money. and I'm
He's
better,
not
and I'm
he's
not being
not on a
treated right, he's
discount.
out of there.
He's not on a discount. When he got that 4 year like $88 million, he was still kind of burgeoning. Now he's a max player without a doubt. I don't think that he necessarily loves that this is Jason Tatum's team. I think he's under the same belief that I am. Papa's was good, where he believes that he's the best player on this team, like I do. And I also don't think that he likes Boston. And I don't think that the city of Boston likes him. That is the reason that the media continues to ask him, do you want to be here? And do you think you'll be here? Because I don't think that anybody thinks that he's even relatively comfortable on being
there. Now,
and we want him in Atlanta. Let's just make that super clear.
if he comes to Atlanta, I don't want to hear. I want y'all to give us y'all. I want everybody that hears this. I'm probably gonna try to make this a trailer. If he comes to Atlanta, I want y'all to give us our credit. We brought this up last year. Norwood said he would trade Trey for Jaylen Brown last year.
When people call me crazy, I want to get that part clear. Mm-hmm. When people say, "Oh no, Trey is way better than Jaylen Brown." Now, if you
nobody
ask people,
said Trey was better than Jaylen Brown. Nobody. I don't think anybody said that. I think everybody said that you would keep Trey. You wouldn't trade Trey for Jaylen Brown because you needed a point guard. And you said once we got DeJounte Murray, you would trade for him right now. And I was like, I don't know. But now that we've seen how this shit don't work, and Trey can still be wanted, man, y'all better make that work. Or Hawks, y'all better go get Josh Giddey. 17 and 6 again, something like that.
I will say the Celtics need a Trey Young type of player. Jason Tatum does shoot the most difficult shots, I think, of anybody in the NBA.
He searches for
him. I don't. Well, Reggie says he searches for him. I don't think that he has anybody to help him get any easier shots. I honestly think that Trey would be a great help for that team.
He's not that type of player. He's not a person that's gonna spot up. He needs the ball in his hand at the top of the key or on the block, and he's gonna go take a hard shot. That because he wants to be Kobe. That's who he idolized. Kobe was never a person to come off the screen and just hit the shot. Kobe was come off the screen, give me the ball, move, and then I'm gonna make my own shot. And that's the way Jason Tatum plays. Now Trey on Boston does. I don't know. I don't know.
What does that pick and roll look like? I assume that it's got to be better than Trey and John Collins.
So at that, and then you could keep Marcus Smart though. You would keep Marcus Smart. You would probably have to trade Brogdon or what's his name? What's the other Derek White?
Nah, Brogdon is on the bench. Leave Derek White. Leave them where they are on the bench.
Yeah, but Jaylen Brown makes $88 million. Right, Trey makes 173.
So we could do a sign and trade with Maxim. Just give him a trade contract.
No, his contract isn't up yet. His contract is up in 2 years.
It's yeah. I mean,
year. 2 years.
Sign him now. Sign and trade right now. Sign him to the max right now. Sign him to the trade deal right now. He will be happy with the trade deal, and we will be happy to get Trey the hell on out of here. I don't care about the money. The money can stay because he deserves that money. Whatever you're paying Trey, Jaylen Brown deserves that. You would assume more, honestly.
That doesn't solve your John Collins problem. And if you make that trade, you probably got to get rid of DeAndre Hunter because DeAndre Hunter and Jaylen Brown do the same thing. Don't pass the ball. Like when they get. Actually, Jaylen Brown passes the ball more than DeAndre Hunter, but you don't need him to on the Hawks. You need him to be more of a scorer. So DeAndre Hunter, I watched it yesterday. What's up, Ray? I watched it yesterday or the other day. He ain't gonna pass the ball ever, like ever.
If he can go too, I'm gonna tell you right now, he can go. I move AJ Griffin right into that second spot right there, and give me DeJounte at the 1, AJ Griffin at the 2.
No,
and then
Jaylen's a 2. You would probably trade Hunter for. I would trade Hunter for Josh Giddey.
That money don't. I mean,
yeah, dude.
I mean, yeah.
You sign and trade. That's you. Josh Giddey about to get paid. And I'm gonna let you know right now. He's on a he. Josh Giddey is. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he plays like him. He looks like Larry Bird. He looks like young Larry Bird out there.
So but they can't pay. I mean, then okay, so
And then John Collins out
SGA.
of there. Yeah, John Collins would have to go too.
But what I'm saying is SGA got the max. You're gonna have to give Giddy the max. I mean,
No,
then.
Giddey would be traded.
But what I'm saying is OKC has too many players, not enough. They're gonna run out of money here. Money finna be is finna go up for them. They finna move players.
They DeAndre Hunter makes what 18 million a year. You could make that work. You could make that work.
Yeah, Giddy is gonna want more than $18 million a year.
Okay.
Giddy gonna want $25 million a year.
But if you make the trade, then Giddey makes $25 million in Atlanta. DeAndre makes $18 million in OKC.
Wait, you trading who?
I just said that. I said if you get
Oh,
Jaylen Brown, you
DeAndre.
trade.
I thought you said DeJounte. I was like, whoa, no.
No. It'd be DeJounte at the 1, Jalen at the 2, Giddey at the 3. You probably have to trade John Collins at that point because you got to sign those 3, and then Capella in your front and whoever is at the front court at the 4. That and John Collins get you something. You get anybody at that point. You just need a spot up shooter, Christian Wood maybe, because you got all the perimeter defense on super lock.
If you trade John Collins to Dallas with Luka, I'm gonna tell you, boy, that would be regrettable.
They gonna look.
But at the end of the day, yeah, the Rocket. I mean, we're both picking the Celtics, but we wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs win. Keep your eye on the Celtics; they might be faltering. Next up, Rockets versus Cavs. Cavs gonna beat the brakes off of these boys.
Yeah, Cavs starting to hit their stride, man.
They're a scary team.
And I'm still remind you that you said Donovan Mitchell isn't good. But go ahead. Orlando versus Brooklyn.
You have enough opinions. Some of them be wrong. Nets versus Magic. This is Nets on a back-to-back. The Magic seem to have kind of fallen off a little bit. It looks like Paolo Banchero has hit the rookie wall.
They just beat somebody.
Yeah, but like Bo is fading. They're fading. I think that this is a good game, especially on a back-to-back. The Magic could probably pull this one off. Because the Nets playing the Heat the day before is going to be a knockdown drag out. I think there's very low chance that they just blow the Heat out. I will probably stay away from this as far as betting, but if I gotta pick one, I'm probably going Magic in this game.
The Magic just beat the Knicks. Had Julius Randle big mad. Big mad. Cussing out the ref, his coaches, the players. He was big mad.
That's not a team for Julius Randle. That's a bad night for Julius Randle. Because everybody's your size.
Nobody. There's no team. If the Magic get it together, there's no team that matches up with them except for maybe Milwaukee.
I agree.
There's no team.
I 100% agree.
They got 4 7-footers.
If you could get now, I will say that guard play leaves a lot to be desired.
Awful. It is awful.
If you
Markelle Fultz is your best guard, and I'm no shade to Markelle, but he didn't have a broken all shoulder.
And I'm gonna tell you this: while you're playing, Markelle Fultz has played good enough. He's going to get another job. Now, I don't think it'll be for the Magic. Now, that's a guy I would love to have on the Atlanta Hawks. He don't even attempt to shoot a 3. He going right to the bucket, and he plays defense. Oh man! If I could get an ideal backup point guard for the Atlanta Hawks, it is Markelle Fultz. That is one guy I will 100%. He could be a better version of DeLon Wright. I'm picking the Magic in this game. I'm stepping out on faith on Magic.
I'm going Brooklyn. I'm just going to take Brooklyn. I think they're young enough to be able to deal with a back-to-back. I think they have enough defensive pieces to stop Paolo, and Nicholas Claxton is going to try to dominate the boards because nobody really has the weight to deal with him in the paint.
Next up, we have the Wizards versus the Raptors. These are two teams that are about in the same position. They both have players who I think that the rest of the NBA is maybe interested in. but have not been consistent all season.
Y'all the buy low. The Wizards and the Raptors are the buy low, aka the Big Lots,
Yep.
aka the Ali Supermarket Super Center.
But it's one or two things in here that I really could use. Kristaps Porzingis, maybe Bradley Beal, maybe Kyle Kuzma, and then for the Raptors, Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, and Pascal Siakam. But specifically for the Raptors, the medium sized tall guys, that attempt, that thought process, I think is dead. It was cool to try. I really wanted to see what it looked like, but I just think that they're gonna blow it up.
The
I
Wizards
think
have
the
been
past
awful.
I think that the
10
past
games.
yeah, they're 3-7. I mean, the Raptors only 5-5. I mean, we 4-6, so I can't talk. But
I'm gonna take the Raptors in this one. I think they got. I think they got enough uh, wing defense to bother Kuzma and um, Bradley Beal.
I would stay away from this game. I'm cool with picking the Raptors on this one. Thunder versus Blazers. I am taking the Thunder. The Blazers have just fallen apart, and I think that
Dame, 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 about to be out of there. We see
they won't
you. At this point in my career, we knew the lyrics to this song and this record were going to be remixed one day. You can still sing that same song of loyalty, and I'm here running from the grind. We love your albums and all of that. We knew the remix was coming. We knew y'all remember the gray albums. Remember they came with the black album, blue album, blueprint, black album. Then they came out with the gray album, which is like the remix. It's the remix. We knew it was coming. Dame is about to get out of there, and I am so happy. Now, I don't know where he goes to win, because if he wants to win now, there's only a few teams. I mean, the West is wide open from 1 through 10, 1 through 8. But I don't know where Dame goes if he leaves Portland to be an immediate impact and have a chance to win a championship, unless it's LA to the Clippers. And it'd be you, Dame, and Paul George. I mean, Dame, Paul George, and Kawhi. But then you would have nobody else because of the money. But in this game, I'm gonna go OKC. OKC is
Yeah,
trying. I think they're making a push to get out of the play-in, if I'm not mistaken. I might be
I
wrong.
think so too. I don't know if I don't. Blazers are a sad sight, but they people
I
been
lied.
telling you to get the hell
OKC
over.
is in 10th place. They trying to stay in the play-in.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, it is what it is. Dame, we told you to leave. You wanted to do all of that kumbaya. Now
I was
it's
thinking
over.
that Ray. I was thinking Lakers. Him and Anthony Davis, but
Hell no.
Dame ain't the best facilitator. And
And I'm not. And Dame, mental and AD mental. They ain't gonna want to choke AD. I didn't come over here to deal with you not playing. No, I just left Portland where I've been my whole career. I want to get right to the winning part. Miami.
Miami would be crazy. Miami Dame would be crazy.
Miami Dame will be perfect. He likes to play intense basketball. You got Pat Riley over there. You have Jimmy Butler. You will be able to take a lot of pressure off of Jimmy Butler. You could have Tyler Hero still shoot a bunch of shots. You would need to. I still think that y'all need to fill the 4 spot, but you got Bam Adebayo, so you got your a good big. You don't
I
have.
think they need to fill the 5.
Well, I mean, whatever it is, they need another big. I'm a proponent of. I don't know if they need a 4 or a 5. They just need one of them.
Dame to Chicago is interesting, but again, you need to go
No, it's
to a
not.
team. You need to go to a team that has a facilitator. Dame
What
ain't a
is
facilitator.
what does Dame do in Chicago? I mean, okay, first of all, what
What
you
he
gonna do?
does in
Trade for
Portland.
Dur-
What he does in Portland.
but you can't trade Lonzo because he's hurt. You gonna trade Zach Levine,
Yeah, you have to.
and then you gonna put Vooch is 40 years old. Patrick Williams can't shoot. Man, do not take your ass to Chicago.
Miami's a good one. Miami is a good one.
Man, you better take yourself to a team that's already a team and try to get in.
They don't have the money. He would have to take a pay cut.
What?
But Minnesota would be intriguing. Minnesota would be intriguing with Dame Anthony Edwards, Carl Anthony Towns, and Gobert. I just don't know if the money works. Well, Anthony Edwards is on. Well, I think they are. I don't know what they got to pay him. So I don't know if that works, but him there is intriguing. Him in
No,
Philly is intriguing.
you got James
Um,
already.
Dame don't have to facilitate. James is a facilitator right now. He is the point guard. Somebody's just knocking on your shit or somebody's shooting outside.
Yeah, hold on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while I'll finish my point, Dame is not a facilitator. He needs to shoot. So if he needs to shoot, Philly would be a great look for him because he basically would be Tyrese Maxey, right? Tyrese Maxey just scores. And then you could bring Maxey off the bench. Ooh, that would be crazy. Norwood, boy, that boy ran straight to the door. Um, but in this game, I'm picking Portland. I mean OKC over Portland. And then I think the game of the weekend, really, because I think everybody is healthy, will end up being Minnesota. I think the game of the weekend will end up being Minnesota versus Golden State. We both took OKC over Portland. I said Dame in Minnesota would be interesting, but I don't think they had the money. So, I mean, Dame in Boston would be interesting. That would be kind of crazy.
My bad.
But we're both
I'm
picking
back.
OKC.
Yeah, yeah. I had a visit at the door. I had to see who it was. They was trying to convert me, but I'm already there. Um,
Oh yeah, Jehovah's. You had a little
yeah,
a pamphlet handout. Showed it. Had a little pamphlet
yeah. They
handout.
brought me. The aunties came and knocked on the door. I was like, bro, it's Saturday morning. Who is knocking on my?
In Houston, I know you hot.
But
You should have gave me some water. Say some holy water.
hey, man. Thank y'all for joining us on Sat.
Minnesota versus Golden State. This is probably the game of the weekend, to be honest. Minnesota. I got Golden State winning this game, but Carl Anthony Towns is
I
back,
know.
and I told y'all Carl Anthony Towns is. They targeted Atlanta for him coming back because Atlanta can't stop a nosebleed right now, and he came back and just played out of his mind. Although the refs are ass in that game, and I think I quoted Fred Van Fleet when he said Ben Foster was fucking terrible this game. He was absolutely horrible that game. That entire refereeing.
They're gonna charge you
official
$30,000 like they did him.
Man, they need to charge them refs $30,000. The refs, as much as we talk about the NFL PA, I mean NBA PA and all that, the refs union has to be one of the best unions ever because they have no consequences for being awful. None.
Zero accountability.
Awful. They say, all right, we'll just take you off the primetime game and we'll put you on the midday game. Cool. I can keep my job and go home early. Cool.
It is very clear the guys who are really bad at their job. It is crystal clear to see the guys. Yeah, Ray, it's ugly. It's ugly. But they won't reset it because they love Trey, so just buckle up.
Talking about trade and trade. I think they may actually trade this week. I think Trey may actually request a trade.
So this is my thing. You can't trade Trey. You want to know why you can't trade Trey? Because you fired Travis Slink for saying that we should trade Trey.
Yes, you did. I don't think that'll stop them from doing that. I think that is a typical business practice, actually. Hey, you had a good idea. Fire you. It's actually my idea. I said, let's trade Trey. Now I go and get Jaylen Brown, and I look like Landry Fields, the greatest GM, the new up-and-coming hotshot GM, blase, blase, blah, Kyle Korver all of a sudden fixed John Collins' shot, blah, 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 blah. You look like you came out squeaky clean. Meanwhile, Travis Schlink is sitting back, making his money like, what the fuck? This is corporate practice right here to me. This is exactly what corporate practice is.
But that's still stupid because Travis built this team.
Nobody said it's not stupid.
Okay, as long as we address it, it is stupid.
Nobody. We've said the Hawks have been stupid for a long time, including signing Bogey for a Kevin Huerter deal. Whatever. Minnesota versus Golden State. Who you taking?
I'm taking Minnesota.
I'm taking Golden State. That's probably a 6 pack bet. We can do that.
Yep, let's do it.
6 pack bet. Before we get out of here, Norwood for some reason does not want to talk about the NCAA tournament. But for y'all that have been watching,
I hate college basketball.
Miami and San Diego State, I think college basketball has pretty much turned into who can keep players on the roster the longest. For like I said, the first time, the disadvantage of having all of these players, these one and done players, is when you get to the tournament. I mean, they don't really know each other. Like so, Duke, for example, lost. Kentucky lost. Alabama, who is supposed to be was the number one overall seed. As you can see, they lost. So right now, your Sweet 16 is San Diego State and Creighton, Miami and Texas. What's the other four? Uh, Florida Atlantic and Kansas State, and UConn and Gonzaga to make it to the Final Four. Let me tell you the teams that have not made it to the Final Four ever. Florida Atlantic, Kansas State. I don't think Gonzaga's made it to the Final Four. They may have. Miami, Texas, Creighton, San Diego State. None of that. None of them have made it that far. So this is going to be intriguing going forward. And from what I've seen, my favorite to win it all right now, Miami. Miami went and basically did the University of Miami football rhetoric from the 70s. And we got all of these black dudes. Let's just go get all the black dudes. And I'm not, and shout out to their coach, who's also Kevin Durant's coach. He is not, he did not make them change their offensive philosophy. What does that mean? He ain't say, okay, I'm gonna go stick John Collins in the corner because all I want you to do is shoot threes when you're really a mid-range shooter. You could post and you could shoot over people. I'm not gonna do that. I want y'all to do what y'all gonna do. Let's spread everybody out, give
Ray,
you the ball.
You do need to turn on the live notifications so you can know when we do this every Saturday.
Always turn on your notifications. But what Miami does, and I'm gonna get out of here with that. This is why I'm choosing Miami to win it all and watch them lose next week. But tomorrow. But I'm picking Miami to win it all because everybody can get to the basket. Everybody's tall and has length. Pause if necessary. Everybody can play defense. All of them can shoot. One player hit 7 threes last game. 7. He hit 5 in a row. And their coach just let him go out there and play. He has set calls and plays, but all his calls and plays are, my players are better than yours. So I'm picking Miami to win it all.
I definitely don't know who to pick now. This thing has been flipped on its head. I will be out in the streets next weekend because the Final Four games will be here in Houston. Thank you so much. Always remember, like Ray just did, like, follow, and subscribe. And after this, tell somebody to join us next Saturday. I'm not picking because I'm just here for the hangout on college basketball.
That's fine. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hopefully, if you're watching on YouTube, I get my camera straight right now. I mean, it is like right there. But remember, always like, follow, subscribe, rate, review, hit your notifications, hit the bell, follow us on YouTube, Facebook,
Ding!
Instagram, Twitch,
and
Facebook. Go ahead.
Splashcast 36 pack came out this Wednesday. It is fire. I'll let Reggie tell you that. Also, we had another episode come out on Thursday. Please go listen, support.
Two-parter. We were podding. So remember, there's 2 parts. There's the basketball and HBCU segment, and then there's the football segment. We had to break it up. And then we also had the pregame. Y'all have listened to the pregame. I go and look at the analytics. A lot of y'all have already listened to the pregame. Appreciate it. But, hey, man, go and listen to that, especially our discussion on Dawn Staley. She is, like we said, our favorite coach, basketball coach right now. It's not even close.
Outside of that, we love you guys. We'll see y'all next Saturday. More games to pick. Thoughts and prayers to the Atlanta Hawks because they are the Atlanta Hawks.
Y'all stay safe. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.